Hi there, I'm Chris May, host of This Day in Weather History, a podcast from the Weather Network, and now in its second year. This story takes us back to the year 2013, and on the Weather Network, we covered this from beginning to actually well after it was done because there was so much cleanup. It was the worst flooding in the history of Calgary, dating all the way back to 1932 when you had to get something even closest. This is still to this day in the top three among the costliest natural disasters in the history of the country. And it was the spring flood of 2013. Spring and flooding, they go together like peanut butter and jam in Canada because of our unique location in the Northern Hemisphere. We've just come out of the winter, which is cold and covered in snow, and we're transitioning over to summer, which is hot, humid, and filled full of rain in many cases. But when you get the season affectionately known as spring, you have a heavy snowpack still, and you have that awkward transition over to rain, which helps to add to the snow melt. And when you factor in the Rocky Mountains, that steep terrain, you are prone to flooding. But again, nothing like this had happened since 1932. Here are some of the details. This forced the evacuation of not just people, 26 communities. And that was over 110,000 people. There were more than 1,600 that had to file for shelter support on that very first day. They had to close all public transit, and the bridges had to be closed, so driving by car was useless as well. Of the 30 parks that had to get closed in the Calgary area, one of them was the Calgary Stampede because it was underwater, and they were underwater up to about halfway through the first level of lower bowl seats at the Saddle Dome. It was a complete washout this day in weather history.